You know how people come up with all kinds of names for their vans? Well, I've got a name for this one, Rusty. So apparently there was a lot of rust, especially right here in the rear section. Now, all that might be just because of these this rubber sealant, the door rubber sealant, because it's just wasted, it's terminated. I've already got a new one, but I have to do a couple of more things before I put in the new one. So I've cleaned everything the best as I could with this thing and just really stripped down the whole rust right down to the bare metal. After that, I've used some hammerite crust, however you want to call it. Now, this is a chemical which basically transforms rust to a stable surface. Now, one of these, it's a really small 250 milliliters bottle, but basically enough for the entire floor. When this hits the rust, it turns blue and then black. I've also discovered some small holes. I've also cleaned them really well, applied the crust, and I've got these. This is glass fiber repair paste. Now there are some things that I want to show you. So these are the wheel arches, and somebody decided it's a good idea to put some screws in it for some reason. I don't know why. When I first saw the van, I was like, I mean, they should be there from the manufacturer, but it doesn't make no sense because this is not that thick, and it's connected straight to the outside of the van. So somebody put holes in it, maybe had some kind of, I don't know, what a stupid idea. So I have to clean these up, maybe take the screw out as well, treat them with the crust, and then fill the gaps with the body filler. Another really nasty spot for rust is right here, right under the step. What I've done is I've removed the step. I've also discovered that the cable is actually missing, that's why the door didn't lock. So I've got a new locking mechanism, but first I'll have to clean all this rust and treat it. Got my favorite tool. Please excuse the hideous high-vis jacket, but it's my work jacket and it's really cold today, only 1 degree. It's funny because yesterday we had 10 degrees, so much better to work in warm conditions. Safety first. Let me just show you how it looks now. This is how it looks now. The way I understand it, you shouldn't be afraid to really get into it. Get as much rust out as possible. So this is how it looks like. Obviously in that corner I can't reach with the angle grinder, so I'm gonna have to do it by hand. But this is how it looks like. Basically we are almost down to bare metal. Now I wouldn't be afraid to scrape the paint off because I'm gonna repaint it anyway. So definitely much better than what it was. And right here I'm gonna have to figure out with the solution, because the only way to get to there is to remove this and maybe, I don't know, but I think in that corner I'm gonna abuse the car rust, and basically it will just stop the rust from developing, hopefully. Got another bottle of this car rust, and it says on the instruction that ideally would be to pour it into another container, so don't just dip the brush in here and then if you're gonna use all of it, yeah, maybe makes sense, but if you're only gonna use small bit of it, you should put it onto another container. And also I've seen people taking this stuff out and putting into stuff with their hands, and you always have to read these instructions because it says here, do not get in eyes, skin or clothing. Call a poison center if you feel unwell. So really this is not a toy. You should definitely not put your hand in this and just scrape it on where you want it, because you can't get it with a brush. This stuff can be really poisonous, so just be careful. So I'm using another jar. I'm only gonna use a little bit because it's very liquid and it's very spreadable, so don't need to use too much. That should be enough. It's like milk. Cheers. So basically after that's dry, I've got some hammerite. I'm gonna paint that part white. So this is how it looks like, all dried up. So this is the step in place. All looks good. As I've said, this part I'm gonna have to respray it right at the end, and I'm gonna do the finishing touches, see what's gonna be visible or not. Anyway, I've got some original paint gonna go into here, because that's the only visible part. But it's really cold, and that's the thing about, people keep saying that building a van in the winter it's absolutely horrible, and it is. But yeah, dealing with rust wasn't fun, but the good thing is that the worst part has now passed. The floor looks great, I really love it, and I've got one thing left to do, but it's just too cold and I'm not in the mood for it. I've got this underbody sealant from Hammerite as well, and what I want to do with this is basically paint the wheel arches both on top and underneath with this one. I've been trying to speak with a couple of those
DIY garages where you can actually pay some pay a fee, an hourly fee, and you can take the van in and work on it. It's not that much. Usually I'm taking my car at a garage. I think I'm paying £15 an hour, something like that, and putting on an elevator. They have all the tools in the world and all that, but the problem is that garage is too small for the van. So I have to figure out another place where I can lift the van on the elevator and take a look underneath, and use this underbody sealant, which, in my opinion, should do the job, at least for a couple of years. But yeah, it was a lot of rust, and I had thoughts like, I was thinking, am I doing this right? Am I doing the right thing? Because 90% of people, when they will see rust, they will just give up and sell the van. But the truth is, vans these days, I mean, if you look on Auto Trader, a similar van like this, you won't find it for under 5 grand. And there are a lot of problems with them, but eventually all the vans will have these kind of problems, either water infiltration from above or from the ground up. And the way I see it, it's actually maybe a good thing that these problems came up and I'm ready to fix them. Do you know what I mean? I mean, that's how I'm thinking. About the exterior, I've been thinking of Raptor painted. Raptor painted, it's basically something that you can do yourself. Of course, not right here in the parking place, but Raptor paint is a very thick paint. It has like a lot of texture, and it's really cheap. Only the paint will basically cost about £500 or £600, and I can spray the van myself, and I think I will do that maybe this summer. So yeah, that's about it. All the rust job on the floor is now complete. I'm just doing some touch-ups. The next part I'm gonna work on is the roof racks, and it's gonna be very interesting because I have to basically, I've got a couple of leaks. Maybe I've told you that in the previous video. So I'm waiting for some tools. Basically, there are some plastic clips on the sides where the original rails are going. I have to take them all out because they are starting to leak. And just imagine, it's a 61 plate. It doesn't matter how many miles, in my opinion, it has, but after 10 years it started to leak from the ceiling, from those plastic clips. So like I said, maybe it's a good thing that I'm seeing this now, and I can fix them basically. So yeah, I think that's about it for today, guys. I'm cold. I'm going inside. I'm gonna let it dry for a bit. If I have time, I'll apply one coat of paint maybe later today, and that's about it. See you next time when I'm gonna do the roof and all the leaks and all that. I'm gonna hopefully I can put the Unistrut rails. Thanks for watching. See you next time, and as always, don't forget to leave me any tips, because I've got no idea how to do this. So any tips will be very much appreciated. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time. Bye.